morning, Lululus. How you doing? Did you enjoy that Schadenfreude yesterday? Because you know I did. Oh, it is so great. The Republicans are coping so big. Little Mikey with the big secret came out and was like, this has nothing to do with us, guys. This is not a rebuke of the Team Reds, okay? This is just blue people in blue places doing blue things. It has nothing to do with us. Yeah, freaking right, dude. Yeah, I'm sure that having people drive to their polling place and having to pass blocks long lines of people waiting for food had absolutely no impact on how they were going to put in their tallies. Yeah, no, I'm sure that seeing masked, heavily armed men run people off the streets and go into preschools and steal people's nannies and teachers and workers had no impact whatsoever on how they were going to put in their tallies this time. I'm sure the fact that every single person in this country is complaining about the cost of everything due to your ridiculous tariffs has nothing to do with how they put in their tallies. Like, come on, you poor sweet baby. But reportedly the Joker had an absolute meltdown behind closed doors. He was like, we're getting out here. We have to do something about this. I think that I'm going to start running on affordability. Are you really? You're going to start running on affordability from your golden ballroom? Are you going to do that before or after you have your next gilded ball with women just fluttering feathers with their cheeks hanging out? Like, affordability? Okay, cool. Republican lawmakers, that does give me a little plan because I know you're shaking in your boots right now. You understand that that guy is mashed potatoes and that you are going to live a lot longer than he is. And if you want your career to outlive him, I think that the best thing that you can do is to reopen the government. And here's how. All you have to do is extend the ACA tax cuts, right? Change it by like 1 or 2%, write it up, and name it after him. Right? Like, call it Orange Care, call it Taco Care, call it Trump Care. I don't care. But all you have to do is make a change, say that you fixed the ACA, and then he will sign it and you can reopen the government and you will stop getting in the polls, right? You could look like the hero. He can look like the hero because we don't actually care who wins. We know what it really is. But you could actually, I don't know, do a little bit of good. Wouldn't that be nice? This is the last piece of free consultation that I will be giving to you from here on out, but for real, just call it Trump Care and it will totally work. Lindsey Graham came out yesterday. He's like, I do declare that I am not sad about the Republican Party. We are doing all the best things, you know, like we are cutting taxes and we are cutting all the right people. And so I cannot give myself a case of the vapors over this terrible situation the other night. What happened to you, Lindsey? Like, you were John McCain's best friend. You used to be a very honorable man with whom I disagreed greatly. And now you are nothing more than an empty husk of the man that you used to be. You're out here just shilling for illegal cutting of people and cutting taxes for who? Because I don't have any lower taxes. I'm sure you don't have any lower taxes. Tariffs are a tax, and we have raised them by 200% on everyday goods for everyday Americans. Nobody's taxes are getting cut unless you're the kind of person who wears a Rolex and flies in their private jet. You think that that's going to appeal to average everyday Americans? Are you really that out of touch, or have you just lost your marbles? Asking for a friend. The Supreme Court seems to be poised to overturn the Joker's tariff levying abilities because they heard oral arguments yesterday, and apparently all of them, except for Alito and Thomas, seem to be quite skeptical about whether or not it's constitutional for him to just go around all willy-nilly, haphazardly putting us into trade wars. But they have until June to make this decision. June? That is so far away, but it's not looking good for him. So you know what? I take it back. I'll give you one more piece of advice. Just have him overturn them. Then it doesn't have to look like a loss to him. He can just say, oh, I have looked into my gracious heart and I'm going to suspend the trade war because I love Americans and affordability. Ta-da! Fixed. But that would make too much sense. And that's probably not going to happen. Pee Wee German came out and he was like, well, you know, 1 in 5. In response to Zora Mondami's win, Pee Wee German came out and he was like, well, you know, 1 in 5 New York households contains an immigrant. Just so you know. Nobody's afraid of you, Pee-wee. Of course there is, because New York is one of the biggest melting pots in the entire world, and that's why it's the best city in the country. The ones that are predominantly this color, yeah, they don't do that much. We do find strength in diversity, much to your chagrin. Heritage Foundation guy, he released a video that said, oh, well, we have to remember that there's no strength in diversity. My Uber driver, his name was Mohammed, and we didn't really gel. Yeah, but you still got to where you needed to go, right? You still did what you needed to do, right? Because everybody, everywhere, we're in this together, whether we like it or not. And there is strength in diversity. You can look for yourself. New York will always be cooler than Colby, Kansas, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it, Pee-wee. No matter what happens today, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. I hope you drink some yummy coffee, I hope you eat yummy snack, and as always, keep your eyes up, keep your foot on the ground. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta.